Hey, welcome to the November edition of the How to Podcast series. What are we doing this month? We're doing an episode every single day for the month of November. Yeah, that's a lot of podcast episodes, Dave. And what I want to do is I want to shine a light on amazing podcasters who are doing great things in podcasting. I want you to meet some of my friends. Now, these are friends that I've met through this podcast. These are friends that I've met by being on their show. These are friends that have been at our meetups. These are friends who I cherish and I think are people that you need to know. The best way to grow podcasting is word of mouth marketing, telling people about people's shows. That's what this is all about for the month of November. It's all word of mouth. You're going to hear from them come on and talk about their podcast. You're going to hear clips from shows. You'll have links to go follow these amazing people. And I want to give you a variety of different amazing podcasters for you to fall in love with. And you found the right spot. This is November. It's all about the listeners. It's all about you. And I want to shine a light on some amazing people. Are you ready? Okay. Let's jump into this because I think you're going to love this. And I'm glad you're here. And what I can't wait for is the day when you and I get to interact. I can't wait for us to meet each other at our meetups, online, through the link in the notes attached to this episode, where you and I can meet each other and I can be there in your corner to support you. I would love to do that. So here's another example of one of my friends at their show, and I want you to fall in love with them just as much as I have. Okay? Welcome to the How to Podcast series. It's November. It's National Podcast Post Month. It's 30 episodes in 30 days, and I want you to meet some of my favorite people in this world called podcasting. It's all about them. It's not about me. Welcome to the show. Thanks for being here. Check out one of my friends. You ready? You ready? Okay, here we go. So, yeah, a great podcast for you here. Next Level University with Alan and Kevin. I've had both Alan and Kevin on my show separately, but put these two amazing humans together into a podcast. And at the time of me recording this, they released their 1857th episode recently, with more to come, more. A superb example of sticking with something for the long term. Now, do I expect you to do 857 episodes of your podcast? Well, maybe not, but they're doing it, and there's no end in sight for these two. So if you're looking for a very inspirational podcast from people who show up on a regular basis for their audience, and they have great tools and things off podcast that can help you in your journey to level up to your next level, it's time to go back to school at Next Level University. Here's a little clip from the podcast and all the links in the show notes. Would love for you to go celebrate and support both Alan and Kevin. And here we go. Here's a little bit from the show. Again, spotlighting great podcasters in the month of November for Podcast Post Month. NaPodPoMo. We're focusing in on Next Level University. Kevin and Alan, here you go. Here's a little taste.
And now, on with the show.
What if your expectations are off and you get far less results than you think? Everything is thrown off. We have to focus on the how today. We can't focus on the how eventually. We have to focus on the how today. But we also have to focus on the then too. But I think it's a juggling act of those two.
And so my percent error is just less in business and science and that kind of thing, but it's more in relationships. You understand people. Sometimes you surprise me and it's like, oh, I never thought about that once. So we're all still learning, and I just hope everyone has the humility and self-belief to stay the course and keep getting better, and the probability of success increases as you improve yourself.
Welcome to Next Level University. I'm your host, Kevin Palmieri.
And I'm your co-host, Alan Lazarus.
At NLU, we believe in a heart-driven but no BS approach to holistic self-improvement for dream chasers.
Our goal with every episode is to help you level up your life, love, health, and wealth.
We bring you a new episode every single day on topics like confidence, self-belief, self-worth, self-awareness, relationships, boundaries, consistency, habits, and defining your own unique version of success.
Self-improvement in your pocket every day from anywhere, completely free.
Welcome to Next Level University. Next Level Nation, welcome back to another episode of Next Level University, where we help you level up your life, your love, your health, and your wealth. Today, for episode number 1857, are you planning too far ahead? Second hat of the week. I just ordered 3 new hats because I realized, look, I like having nice hair and I like doing my hair. I don't really use gel anymore because I don't want to. So I would wet my hair and just comb it and it would stay for the most part. But I like hats. So I purchased a couple new hats so I don't wear the same raggedy hat every episode. We'll see what happens after I get a haircut. Okay? Nobody needs to know, and I'm sure nobody cares, but I wanted to just throw it out there.
I have 3 hats.
I probably have 9 hats. But some of them are beanies. Sign of a true bro. Yeah. Some of them are beanies. Some of them I only wear to the gym. You can't cross. You can't wear a hat to the gym and then wear it somewhere else. It's
agreed.
That is a sin.
I have one light blue in NLU colors.
Okay.
No brand, just plain.
Okay.
One black for the gym.
Yep.
Black and dark and ominous.
Dark and ominous.
Yeah. Block out the light.
Yep.
Fight in the dark.
Yep.
And then one gray, which is neutral.
Cool story, bro.
Yeah, thanks, man. Every now and then we got a bro out on here.
Taryn occasionally I'll tell her something and she'll look me dead in the eye and say, thank you for telling me that. Nice. And I think sometimes it's real. Thank you for telling me that. Other times it's a joke of you've just wasted my time.
Yeah.
And I love it. It's my favorite thing in the world. All right. Are you planning too far ahead? Couple places I wanted to go. This is my last call of the day. It's currently 2:56 p.m. on Tuesday, as of recording this. And after Alan and I finish here, I don't have any other public facing things. So I will turn my lights off. I will make it dark in here. I'll play music. What?
Party.
I'm going to party. Yeah. I'll get the whiskey flowing, get some Call of Duty going, whatever I feel like doing. No, there was a piece of me that was like, awesome. That's like a 3-hour block for me to write my book. That was my initial thought. Is that's a nice block for me to write my book. I enjoy writing. Something has happened. I actually enjoy it. It's weird. I don't know. Maybe more than speaking currently. So just throwing that out there.
Cool.
We're going to quit the podcast. I'm going to become Stephen King. Jeffrey King is what I'm going to label myself as. And then I had this moment of, Kev, you're going to spend time now to write a book that's not going to be out for like 8 months. There are more important things you could be doing right now. There are just far more important things than you could be doing right now.
100%.
This piggybacks to a podcast that Alan and I did together. So we very rarely guest on podcasts together, but that's something we're going to start doing more because it's a really cool dynamic. And
I love it.
I think I also miss it too. There's a piece of me that misses feeling bad about myself for the entire duration of the interview. I think I need more of that in my life.
I love it. I do. I've always enjoyed that. The very first time we did that together was Evolve Ventures, which used to be called the Why Power Podcast, which is why you do what you do. And you came hungover.
I think you're incorrect. I don't think that was the first time we did it together. You remember it, but it wasn't
where we were interviewed.
No, I don't think it was. I think you're incorrect. We had a bunch, I think, that were before that.
Where we were interviewed? I mean,
yeah, I wouldn't come hungover to the first one. No chance. No way. No way I'd come hungover to the first one you and I were being interviewed on. No way.
Well, it would make sense because you knew Bianca and Emilia, so it wasn't as high stakes for you.
I still wouldn't do it. I'm a professional. I was somewhat of a professional. Less than I am today, but I was still somewhat of a professional.
I don't know. We got to figure it out.
We will figure it out.
Come at me. Tell me.
I'm coming at you right now.
Find out what the first interview was that we did together, because we did a lot of interviews, but a lot of times it was separate.
I'm going to do it.
Please.
I'm going to do it. Sounds like speaking of wasting your time, planning too far ahead, that's what I'll do today after we get done. I'll spend hours figuring out the first interview you and I did together virtually.
So Kevin and Alan, Next Level University. Again, thank you so much for checking out the podcast. Thank you for going and supporting two gentlemen, making a difference in this world. We need more people like that. And you're like, wow, Dave, I wish I could have a podcast. Well, you can. You can. And I think you should. So thanks for listening. Thank you for supporting them by clicking the links in the show notes, heading over, giving their podcast a listen. When you listen to a podcast episode from any of the podcasts we recommend this month, be sure to listen to the entirety of the podcast from the beginning to the very, very, very end. Why? Because it tells all of the apps that you listen on, Apple, Spotify, YouTube, whatever, that this is a good podcast. And that's what the app needs, feedback. That this is a good show because you clicked on it and you listened to longer than a minute. You listen to the whole thing. It helps these podcasts get circulated in the apps and more people will find out about it just because of your listening habits. So you can help promote podcasting and great podcasts just by listening to the end. That's what you need to do. So thank you in advance for listening to this show and Next Level University. Thanks for being here. Thanks for supporting these great podcasters in the month of November. So glad that we can have this time together. Thanks for being here. So I love being a podcaster. I love meeting these great people. And I love the fact that you pressed play on this episode and that you're still here. That tells me that there's something here for you. And if you're like, Dave, I want to be part of this. I want to be part of this community and I want to spend some time with you. There's a link in the show notes. It's just for you. You and I can get together and chat about your podcast, answer any questions you have. And the most important thing is we get to meet each other. So if you feel like you've been podcasting alone, you should never podcast alone. You should podcast in a group. We have a community just for you. And I, Dave, would love to be part of your community. HowToPodcast.ca is where you can find me, find our amazing community, and meet the people you've met here today on this episode. So, what are you waiting for? Stop podcasting by yourself. Reach out. I would love to talk to you. Happy National Podcast Post Month, and we'll talk soon. Thank you for being part of a community, and thank you for listening to this episode. HowToPodcast.ca. Take care.